Hey everybody, and welcome back to Superman Crypto channel. Your host Superman in the house, and of course having a great time on this channel. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Today we're doing another XEN video, and I've probably got a SHIB video coming on later on today, so stay tuned for that too. It's going to be pretty cool. Now XEN just taken off. A really amazing XEN burn has gone parabolic, so it really is crazy awesome. And as you know, XEN is kind of the medium of exchange. So you can either take a position in that, but XEN is really being used to burn in the ecosystem that's building on top of it. So far, the major projects have been the XEN NFTs with the burn, particularly the XEN unicorns. And of course, that burned 1 billion XEN with 100 XEN unicorns. Obviously, DBZ is the next big project that's launched and be super successful. And we're going to talk more about that too, burning trillions of XEN also. So pretty cool. So yeah, let's get into it. We've got the XEN price at the moment looking pretty good. As I said to you, it's favored to the upside. We're going to talk more about that in a second. So at the moment, it's 3,400. Nice little bull flag, in my opinion, is there. And yes, it's more favored to the upside on the price. Now, that being said, the 24 hours, we're down 3.69%. Liquidity in the pool has gone up. We're at 1.7 million, really getting good in liquidity pool. So I like that. Obviously, the smaller liquidity pool, the faster it moves up and down. But getting to a certain level of liquidity, I think, shows a good sign of a strong project. So I think that's neat. The buys, we got 232 buys, 51% of the transaction being buys. The selling volume has been 54% selling volume at the moment, million versus 866,000. Now, obviously, the chart's looking pretty good. Having a bit of a breather here too is the case, but the burnings are going parabolic, so it's actually going really well. Now, you got to remember, there's also staking. So people that unstake, if they do have stakes coming out in the short term, they can either sell those down or burn them or restake. So there are options there, or just hold them. So you do have a bit of a give and take. So even though the burn's parabolic, you do have other forces in the staking that could change things a little bit there, as well as the mints, right? So the mints don't necessarily have to go to burn, and the stakes. So you know, people minting, they can sell those down as opposed to burning or staking. So they have those options, or holding, right? So those are kind of the main options. Whereas stakers may come out and they may burn it, or they may sell it, or they may restake it. So see what I mean? There's different options there, and we're just trying to play probability with the burning. If the burning's so aggressive, then it's supportive of an upside price, particularly with the chart having already done a pretty significant run up, and of course having a bit of a nice bull flag formation at the moment. Still looking pretty positive though, 3,400. So I'm liking where it's going at the moment. Up 6.7% on the 6 hourly, 2.2% on the hourly, looking pretty nice to me. So let's have a quick look at the XEN dashboard and the burning. The liquid supply has already hit my first target, as you guys know. First target was 8,750. So there we are. That's hit pretty nicely as planned. It's been only offset slightly at the beginning by stakes that came out. So there were stakes that came out, but staking has also gone up. So staking is absorbing XEN also, because remember when we were talking about it, it was around 1.509 trillion or somewhere around that mark. So it's definitely gone up by tens of billions, which is nice to see. Whereas the burn, look at that, 8 billion, looking really good. And I said there's a good chance, I said, that we could head towards 8.5 trillion. We're heading towards that pretty good. We hit that 8.750, that first target, and now the second target is on track. So looking very exciting there. So going good, and the staking is holding up pretty well as also. So that's kind of cool. Let's jump down to the supply numbers. Hopefully we've got the latest data. So let's see what the latest day. So this is a little lag sometimes. So we've got the 11th. We burned 150 billion with new stakes of 47 billion. So the supply reduced, liquidity supply reduced 146 billion on the 11th. On the 12th, we had 164 billion, 0.5. So even better than the day before, about 15 billion better. Pretty amazing, but the stake was negative, so stakes coming out with 3.4 billion coming out rather than going in. But the new liquidity supply was down by 115 billion XEN. Awesome, eh? So this is like the holy grail. This is kind of what you know, we expected to see. It's pretty exciting. Now that being said, you know, even though we've got future mints coming up, so let's have a quick look at those. Before we do that though, let's go to the, oh my goodness, isn't this gorgeous? 61.84% of XEN is now liquid. So even with more XEN coming out, and of course we're in these low days. Remember, we had 5 low days of around 36 to 51 billion. We've actually got 61.84% is liquid. Obviously, staking looking a bit better too. And 61.84%, unbelievable. You guys remember it was at 90%, 85%, 70%. We're getting excited then. And now I got excited when it was 67%, when it's like 2/3 of it was liquid. Now we're down to almost 60%. So it's 50% coming ahead for us in the, say, the next few weeks. We'll see. We've got day 200 coming up, but I don't know if that's going to be a big problem given the burning at the moment. So I suspect that that's going to be, we should be able to walk through that too if we keep up this momentum on DBZ. I'm going to talk more about that because we also have Zen Nights about to launch. We've had pre-alpha earlier today from Jack, so we're going to talk about that too. In terms of the parabolic burn, you can see here that the red line is parabolic. Let's go to all. I'm not sure what the all chart likes. That is the all chart. Look at that parabolic on the old Zen chart there. Isn't that incredible? Amazing. Look at that 3.3. You can see here 3.5 trillion Zen is now burned. 24.75%, almost a quarter is burned there of Zen. Isn't that incredible? You've got your penalties that people not even minting because they forget or whatever. That's at 2.38%. And of course, stakes there at 11%. I'd like to see that improve over time as well. That'd be super good. These are all supply sinks, if you think about it, and pretty exciting there. So cool. Look, going parabolic, beautiful, dreams come true. Even staking's looking pretty good on an uptrend, and even penalties are not too bad as well since the beginning of time here. Let's go into the mint. So we've got 82.2 trillion minted. Remember that 2.4% is based on current percentage is likely not to be minted at all. So you can take that straight off this. But let's have a look at the next 30 days, which is kind of the next preview. We've got one day that just came out. So the day just came out. I think that was in the 40 billions mark there. We've got the next day coming out here is a 37.3 billion. So pretty low days as well. So we've got one more low day on the 14th coming here, 37. That's hardly nothing, right? Compared to the burning going on at the moment. So yeah, pretty awesome. Another good day. So good chance that the price has a chance to move higher from that as well. Then we lead into the weekend. We've got 80.5 billion. So then we've got 16th as well, 108 there as well. So let me just pull up my calendar to make sure that's the right date, 15th, 16th. Yeah, so 15th there, Saturday, Sunday. Obviously bigger days there as well. Typically, you'll get lower gwei as well on the weekends, right? So 180 billion and 108 billion. So if we get a nice big burn, that's going to be cool. Now, one positive thing about having more mints coming out is that there's potentially more mints to burn, right? So that may burn through the DBZ. So pretty cool. Then next week, we go into another low week, 50 billion on Monday, 40 billion on Tuesday, 40 billion on Wednesday, 45 billion on Thursday, and 44. So even lower than this week that we had, actually lower days. So it's even better next week. So you can sort of see we get through the weekends, we smash through that with good burns. Then next week's looking good too. And so is the following there as we come up to the 200 day, which I think is the 17th there. So I think we're going to walk through that too. Yeah, not too bad in the week following, but it does ramp up for a little bit here. We get up to 118 on the 29th. And on the 30th there to 140 billion Zen. So that'll be a bit harder to get through, but the mints are being up above that range, but that will still be a bit difficult. We'll see, and that we'll see what the price looks like at that time. Then we get back down to lower mints again, but they're not as low as they are at the moment, around 40, 50 billion. And they're going to be like 60, 70 billion even during the week there. But then we drop down, have a few lower days towards the middle of May. So that's kind of the profile there. Let's have a quick look at the amount of mints that we've had overall on the mints here. So we've had 42,781 new minters in the last 24 hours. And that's pretty cool. We're up to 10,649,000 on the global rank. So active ranks actually a lot lower. When we go to active ranks, these are ones that haven't yet claimed. We've only got 5.3 million of those that are still around because the rest of them have all been claimed. So there's active minters, global rank minus claimed rank. So there's only this many actually still minting there. But most of them, as we say, minting out long. If you go down the bottom here, the minting out long here, look. So that's kind of cool. I think that's it. Let's jump over to the price. DBZ holding pretty nice, 3.4 cents, which is pretty cool. Let's jump over to DBZ. DBZ has been the hero at the moment. Really amazing. It is. We had the burn yesterday, as I say. Look at this, pretty cool. We've had burns all around 130 to 155 billion. Yesterday was awesome again, 141.4 billion. Today is currently sitting at 21. Let's do a refresh though, because I opened up a little while. We've got 12 hours and 43 minutes to go. We're sitting at 21.3 billion burn at the moment, which is looking pretty good. We had a total of 1.7 trillion that's been burned through XEN protocol so far, and 1,471 ETH has gone through here, $2.8 million US for that too. Let's scroll down to the current cycle. We have so what we've got is we've got all the burners, the top burners here. You can see the top burners, 137 billion XEN here. Big dollars, right? 464,000 US dollars, and of course they got 8% of the pool. So you see that these guys are kind of competing, and they jump in as well, trying to get the dominance in the pool, which is pretty interesting. Today we have the biggest burner, no big burners yet, but we've still got 13 hours to go, and we might see some of them jockeying for position there. But at the moment, still at 3.7 is the top one. So we'll see what they get. They're getting 1,688 dB, but of course that's a percentage. So if there's bigger players come in, that will go down, right? So just remember that. So the object on here is obviously the best games plan is to get low gwei and on your entry, and also because it's going to cost you less, and also getting on a down day. But at the moment they've been pretty elevated, around 130 to 155. But if you can get any day like this, that's like a dream day, right? That was very lucky people getting in there, or any day that's less. And these days are less than this, so kind of cool there. All right, that is pretty much DBZ. So looking really awesome with the DXN. So let's have a look at the price of DXN. DXN at $63.29 at the moment, down 10.3%. We've had 313 buys. 70% of the trades have been buys, but the volume has been 59%. The sell volume 425k versus 296. Just remember that. Liquidity is pretty decent though, 437 at the moment, so still holding up there pretty nicely. And let's go to XEN. So DXN does also have a burning. It gets burnt through the XEN meme coin, so that's also helpful. And at the moment that is at 4,887 with 6 zeros in front. So that is the mark there. Yesterday was incredibly volatile. The liquidity pool is jumped up to 198,000, so it's an improvement in liquidity size there. We had 202 buys, which is 70% of the trades, 57% of the trades, but the sell volume 59% at 190,000 versus 135. So there's going to be a lot more volatility in the DXN and the XEN there. So that's pretty cool though, going pretty well. Let's quickly look at the dashboard here for XEN, just to see what percentage of DXN has been burned of this protocol. So there's 205,000 DXN that's been issued through the auction so far. 13% has been burned through this protocol. That gives you an idea there as well. That is on XEN.pub. The link's in the video description if you want to check out all these sites. Let's go to Jack Levin, because obviously that's the big news. Jack Levin here has had quite a few updates in the last 24 hours. But we're going to talk about the big one, which is XEN Knight's next big protocol launching in the ecosystem, which is a big deal. I think a lot of DXN stakers, so he's just referring to DXN, which we've just been talking about, stack the DXN with rewards from the daily yield like me. So he's stacking. Some people will have different strategies. And of course, he is stacking his DXN. You can see he's got 3.2 ETH there, and gas fees are ready to collect as well. So he's just staking a lot of the DXN there. So it's one strategy you can see that Jack himself is following. Pretty cool. 3 days in a row that the ETH has been really big. Talking about 105 ETH just in the current in that cycle from yesterday. So pretty awesome. Now this one here, I'd love to see my fellow XEN and DBX XEN doing really well. And Larry Davis says he got this baby ceramic coated with today's ETH div. So he ceramic coated his car with his ETH div. So congratulations to Larry Davis there. Now Jack also posted, so this is forward looking now, so we're looking at the future. Jack says thinking to start a fund for professional investors to invest in first principles crypto projects on XEN. So this is bullish for the ecosystem. As I say, that's what you're watching, right? So XEN is the medium of exchange. What's going to burn that? And the protocols are going to be growing in the ecosystem, and of course only just ramping up there. And the more protocols that have got good utilities, the more that will be burned, right? There are many funds that invest into various crypto narratives. Investing in first principles, a category I think a lot of people will find appealing. With such venture, we can bring attention to all related crypto projects. So pretty neat on that. Yeah, 26,000 views on that top one there. Let's jump over here. Green line touch. So he's talking about DXN there. thinking that we've got nice support here in the price. And of course, we can go to DXN and see that we've got the support level here at around $60. So that seems to be holding up, although we've got a bit of a selling pressure in at the moment. Let's jump over to the next update. Liquid XEN on its way to be less than 50% of all XEN minted. I pointed that out earlier. This really bullish, getting down to 60% here. So that was 62. We're already down to 60%. 60, pretty close. 61, sorry, 61.84. So already dropped below the 62 that shows up on his image here. So pretty exciting. Who can explain why XEN consumption is going parabolic? And we showed that too. It is going parabolic majorly. That's so bullish for XEN and pretty exciting. Now, this was the big news, of course. It was XEN Nights. So obviously, this is the next project launching, and this is the NFTs, or especially it's Bitcoin inscriptions. The kind of the proxy NFTs on the Bitcoin exchange chain, and they're tagged to each Satoshi. So I think there's about 5 million potential inscriptions on the first blockchain of Bitcoin. So I think that's how it works. So there could be huge quintillions of potential inscriptions, but they're in the first 500,000, which has got to have some, probably adds to some value there. So let's go. They had a whole a YouTube update on that with Jack Levin and Suzanne, and of course the founder of XEN Nights there is the developer of the artwork. So it's pretty cool. So definitely I'll post the link to that in the video description. You want to watch that. So let's jump in. This is the artwork that's coming. So the XEN Nights. So people will be bidding on this like an auction on, and I show how to do that on the video. There's going to be all the stuff that wins on this is going to be burned. It's going to be interesting to see how big the bids get. Only the winning bid gets burned, and there's 100 of these. So it's going to be interesting to see that play out. The artwork's pretty awesome. I like the artwork, and so yeah, it's going to be bullish for XEN. More burning, but importantly, I think some cool symbolic artwork here as well. So this is number 95 to number 99 out of 100. So it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, hope you guys enjoyed that. Feel free to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell, and stay tuned for later on. I probably will be covering the SHIB community later on. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.